It was a cold and gloomy night, and as he sat reading a book, the midnight hour ticked slowly away.
Gary, is that you?
No, it's the wind. Just the wind.
Gary, what if I told you about narrating things? And who let you out of your cage anyway?
Oh, you never let me do anything.
Yes, well, would you like to find a new home instead? You know the market is killer these days.
Fine.
Terribly sorry about that. That is Gary, the current voice in my head. A good friend, to be sure, but he does have a tendency to moan on and on about literally everything. Anyway, I digress. I'm sure I have kept you waiting on the meaty goods long enough. Good evening, ghouls and ghosts, and welcome to Spooktober on the Netflix Knowhow. I am your ghastly good-looking host, Skelemundo, and today we have I am the pretty thing that lives in the house. Now I'm sure your bones are rattling with excitement, but as much as I hate to burst your blister, this is not a documentary about yours truly. I am the pretty thing that lives in the house is a very traditional ghost story. The story follows a young nurse who moves into a creaky old house to care for an elderly woman, but little does she know that the house is hosting a frightfully undead guest of its own. Pretty Thing is a film that is absolutely drenched in atmosphere, that oozes a creepy and unsettling feeling in every corner of the film. Every little element, from the wispy narration, the design and location of the house, to the camera movements and framing of the shots, will give you goosebumps crawling up and down your skin. The narration in particular is especially chilling, and it feels almost as though the narrator is sitting right there with you, whispering pretty little nothings into your ear, and it just gives you such spine-tingling goodness. I loved that the film opens with the foreshadowing of the character's ultimate demise, and it really gives us something to look forward to as the film progresses. The house itself does truly feel haunted, as though there is constantly something there watching from over your shoulder, sneaking up on you, always keeping an eye on you. It has a very minimalistic style that lets your imagination wander and create monsters in your head that truly raise the level of terror. You become less concerned about what you are seeing on screen and more fearful of what could be lurking in the shadows in the background. There is also a strong sense of isolation as the film is set in a house that is in the countryside with no one else around and no one present in the house except for the main character and her elderly patient. It creates a very palpable atmosphere of mounting dread as you wait for her imminent demise. I Am the Pretty Thing gets a perfect A for its thick, smothering atmosphere, but the rest of its report card leaves something to be desired. As good as the tone and general creepiness of the film is, this, unfortunately, is an extreme case of style over substance. The pacing of the film is so incredibly slow, and there are going to be moments when you are wondering if we are even approaching an endpoint in the foreseeable future. The mysterious supernatural happenings of the house are so few and far between that you would be able to count all of them on the bones of one finger. There is a deeper backstory about the resident ghost and its connection to the main nurse character, but everything is so overly vague and transparent that even the ghost hunters with their multitudes of cameras and technology would not be able to figure it out. It constantly feels as though something is going to happen, like some terrible occurrence is just lurking around the corner. But yet, it never comes. I understand that the film is constantly trying to drum up the fear of the unknown, but the problem is that at a certain point, the unknown eventually becomes nothing, and fear of nothing is nothing. I will admit that the moment of her death is truly shocking and terrifying for the 10 seconds that it lasts, and I was jumping out of what little skin I have left. But this could very well be attributed to the fact that the moment is so much louder and more intense when compared to an otherwise quiet and meditative film. While it is the one true moment where I found myself cowering in fear, it is not really worth the hour and 30 minutes of build-up to it. Even the ghost is mildly underwhelming, and this is a ghost movie. You know you have messed up when the ghost in your ghost story is only mildly amusing at best. The end result of the whole package comes off feeling overly pretentious and very artsy-fartsy. It is a thoughtful, artful film that will no doubt please critics, but the rest of us will be crying in bloody tears of boredom. The atmosphere is truly thick enough to chew on, but atmosphere alone is not something that you can build a foundation upon. She may be the pretty thing that lives in the house, but I am the snoring thing that fell asleep watching this on the couch. Bones down.
Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. So I am the pretty thing that lives in the house. Really cool, really creepy movie. I think it's a cool idea, but there was just nothing to support it. It was just a big fluffy pile of fog with nothing in it. And unfortunately, that is not strong enough to, hold it on its own merits. Some of you might like the atmosphere. The atmosphere, I said, really good, but not much else going on outside of that. Anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying Spooktober. We're almost at the end here. Be sure to check back in on Halloween Day because I'm going to have an awesome special review for you guys. Anyway, if you enjoyed this content, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and share it with all your friends. You can also head over to Twitter and over to Facebook and follow me on there. And as always, if you want to know your spooky flicks, you know where to click. Happy haunting, everybody. See you next time.